I'd like to now welcome Shuji Ogino and Lee Jones, who will introduce us to work package number 2, which is entitled Environmental and Lifestyle Factors that Affect the Microbiome. Professor Ogino is the founding chief of the Molecular Pathological Epidemiology Program, Brigham and Women's Hospital, professor of pathology, Harvard Medical School, and professor of epidemiology at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Lee Jones has an impressive background as a patient advocate following his own experience with stage 4 colorectal cancer. He has made significant contributions to many advocacy organizations, including Fight Colorectal Cancer, the Friends of Cancer Research, ASCO, and PCORI. Together, Shuji and Lee will explore how lifestyle factors influence the microbiome and, in turn, colorectal cancer development.
Welcome, everyone, to our session on epidemiological correlates of colorectal cancer and the microbiome. I hope that title is as difficult as it gets to understand the subject matter. We're going to make this really easy in a kind of fireside chat with our key researcher on the project from Team OPTIMISTICC, Shuji Ogino, and our patient advocate, Lee Jones. So Shuji, maybe you could tell us a little bit about the goals of the project.
Yeah, so the goal of entire OPTIMISTICC project is to try to understand the role of microbiome in colorectal cancer, in specifically work package 2, which explained as epidemiological correlates. And what that means is, for example, when we live in a regular life, we eat something and smoke, alcohol, drugs, we take medications, and how we exercise. All of these lifestyle, what we call lifestyle factor, actually influence, especially something like diet, alcohol, you can imagine goes into gut, and then the gut has the largest amount of bacteria in the body. And so that's basically feed the bacteria in the body, and then that can influence growing tumor, the cancer, precancerous region, for example. And then eventually some of them grow and get cancer, but malignant disease. But anyway, we try to understand how those lifestyle, diet, and other factors influence bacteria in the gut, and then also how they impact tumor using a large number of patients and also populations. That's our goal, and basically.
Right, and that's actually my next question to you. How in fact are you doing it? What is the methods in which you're doing this research in order to make that association and to better understand it?
Basically, we use big population, like hundreds of thousands of people, and try to record all the diet and the lifestyle over decades, and then try to get who gets a cancer or not. And then we try to get the stool, and basically poop has a lot of bacteria we can analyze, as well as we can get the cancer tissue, and then we can analyze bacteria there too. Obviously, there are important immune cells there as well, and immune cells and bacteria interact a lot. So that's also our interest too. But
right. So you're looking at overall populations around the world. You're looking at this place where it is in the body. You're looking at the tumors themselves, the tumor tissue, and lifestyle risks, of course, being associated with that. And you're also looking at the gut microbiome to see the bacteria within the colon itself. So the colon has bacteria, and some of that same bacteria, I imagine, would be found inside a tumor, an actual tumor.
That's right. This slide shows how we do it, I mean, I have to maybe show before, but so basically many of us without cancer have a normal tissue, and then how these lifestyle and other things influence to be then the influence cancer risk, but also cancer has many bacteria and immune cell. We analyze this and then how they impact the treatment outcome as well. And then all these lifestyle factors impact both throughout the course of illness. So it is important to address both. You know? So that's kind of well.
Right. Well, that's fine. That's very understandable, and I like to see those lifestyle risks because it's something that we can all associate with, and we understand that that it does have some impact. And Lee, as a patient advocate on the project, what does this mean to you? These lifestyle risks and this particular project.
Well, as a stage 4 colon cancer survivor, there are a number of things that interest me. And first of all, I'd like to know what I can do to reduce the chance of having recurrence of my colon cancer. But also having, been a normal individual and having been a patient, I'd like to be able to tell other people what they can do to keep from getting colorectal cancer, which is a horrible experience, what patients can do to potentially make their treatments more effective, so they'll have the same positive outcome that I've had. So this is very important because it doesn't really involve drugs or surgery or other kinds of things. It's what we all can do, as people living on this earth to live a healthier life, not only in terms of colorectal cancer, but also in terms of just general lifestyle.
I understand that these are risk factors that may help to prevent colon cancer or rectal cancer, but can they actually also prevent the recurrence of the disease?
Right, yes, exactly. Many of the risk factors actually also not only increase the first cancer incidence, but also recurrence and metastasis and the cancer mortality, death too. So, obviously the healthy lifestyle important before you develop cancer, but also even you get the cancer, it's healthy lifestyle helps. That's pretty much most risk factors we can show data already.
I also want to point out that I hadn't eaten red meat for 20 years. I never smoked. I drank wine in moderation. I was average weight. I exercised regularly. And at age 55, I still was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. So, Barry, as you mentioned, this could be a sporadic thing. There's not necessarily something you can point to say that's what caused it. So people shouldn't think that their lifestyle is causing them to get cancer necessarily. I mean, it's not our fault that we get cancer. We get cancer for any number of reasons, but there are some things that we can do to improve our chances to perhaps not get cancer and improve our outcomes if we do get it.
Right. So I guess it's a question of risk reduction. From both of your perspectives, patients be engaged in research in the microbiome or in any other research. Maybe we'll start with Shuji.
For me, the patient's perspective heavily motivates me to do a research. That's kind of a driver for research. Actually, we try to help patients. Also, we try to prevent disease, try as much as possible so that there are fewer patients, and also fewer patients, those patients get the better outcome. That is our main driver for our project. So it is so important for me,
And Lee?
Well, particularly related to these lifestyle risk factors, these are things that patients have control of in their own lives, our own lives, include myself in that group. So it is not something that is really focused on the scientists, because this is something that I can do, you can do, we can all do in our daily lives. So it's really important for patients and advocates to be able to help interpret the scientific findings into meaningful things that can affect patients,
thank you so much for giving us a little bit of a glimpse in lay terms as to the epidemiological correlates between colorectal cancer and the microbiome. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Barry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shuji and Lee, for assisting us to better understand the research that is happening around lifestyle factors and the impact on cancer. Certainly, we all are generally aware that lifestyle factors have an impact on cancer, but to see some of the deep research that is now happening in this space, particularly as it leads to preventative strategies, risk reduction strategies and approaches of that nature, this is quite incredible.